Hello, my name is Diane Allen. In this video, you'll get a taste of my current activities, unique approach to violin playing that I have to offer, and some of my background. I teach violin to students of all ages and abilities. I don't just teach the violin, I also teach the bow and music as an expressive language. I work with individuals and with groups. I perform chamber music with my friends. I'm concertmaster of the Central Oregon Symphony, a Toastmaster where I practice public speaking, and a webmaster of 2 different websites. MyViolinVideos.com is a website I started when YouTube was in its infancy. Concerned about young students being exposed to inappropriate content on YouTube, I wanted to create a safe resource for children learning the violin. The website consists of tutorial videos, recital videos, a blog, and a question and answer page. With the website, I have experienced a colossal leap in productivity with my students. Between the tutorials and the recitals, we have created a resource of almost 400 videos, and we are still growing. The fingerboardworkbookseries.com is a website describing and selling 7 violin workbooks and 7 viola workbooks. These workbooks transform violinists' and violists' approach in learning how to locate notes on the fingerboard. While these books represent a complete and well-rounded education, their creation stems from missing links in my education that I had to surpass. While I absolutely loved and adored my musical education and violin studies, when I finished my schooling, I was fully aware that I had missed something. I had a gap that hadn't been identified or addressed by my teachers. My violin left-hand skills were not nearly as developed as that of my peers. I sought out a teacher who was willing and able to help me retrain my left hand. Then, I took a workshop that transformed my thinking. One of the many concepts presented had to do with learning styles. Visual learning, oral learning, and kinesthetic learning. In an instant, I had a complete flashback of my entire educational career and why I had struggled. I was an oral, kinesthetic learner in a visual world. As a young student, I would memorize music as fast as possible so I wouldn't have to look at the music. Retraining my left hand, rethinking the violin visually, an exercise that would help to integrate my vision with my thinking had an enormous impact on my violin playing. The Fingerboard Workbook Series, Map the Violin for Good and Map the Viola for Good, leaves no room for any gaps. Based on my background, I wanted to make sure that others can benefit from hardships that I've overcome. By thoroughly studying where the notes are on the fingerboard, visually, orally, and kinesthetically, students are bound to strengthen their weaknesses and confirm their strengths. These workbooks transform violinists' and violists' thinking so that you can respond quickly to written musical notation and instantly know where it is on the fingerboard, how it sounds, and what it feels like to play. My Violin Videos is an umbrella of violin-related information. The Fingerboard Workbook series zeroes in on locating notes on the fingerboard. To complement the workbooks, I'm currently creating a video course titled Bow Arm Boot Camp, based on a course I have taught well over 10 years. Yes, technique and knowledge are both necessary to play the violin, but the reason why we play? To express ourselves through music. The other video course currently in production is musical interpretation. This course shows how to see what is written on the page and how to interpret that into a personal musical statement. I once read that the difference between an expert and a trusted authority is that the trusted authority is driven by serving others. I have played the violin for 40 years. I've taught the violin for 25. In the course of the 25 years, I have taught over 20,000 individual violin lessons. As a lover of violin and music, it gives me great pleasure to share my knowledge, my experience, and intuition. Serving violin students in a way that makes it easier for them to play the violin and be able to express themselves through music has been and continues to be rewarding.